FINCEN stands for Financial Crimes Enforcement Network, and it's an organization that is responsible for collecting FBARs from individuals. So if you're filing an FBAR, you already are familiar with FINCEN. New this year, however, is a BOI requirement that affects all business owners in the US. So if you're a small business owner, meaning you own an LLC, an S corporation, or a C corporation in the United States, you filed your articles of organization or your articles of incorporation with a Secretary of State of any state to form your business entity, then you have a new beneficial ownership information, BOI, filing requirement with FINCEN. As long as you had your company prior to 2024, so it's not a new business for you, you have until the end of December 31st of this year, 2024, to file the BOI report with FINCEN. If you don't file the report for every business that you own, you're looking at penalties of over $500 per day for every business entity that you're not filing this information for. So you may have businesses that you've forgotten that you have, but you have them, and you could get penalties for that. So unless you have a sole proprietorship where you're just operating under your name and you never formed anything with the Secretary of State, you may have to file this BOI report. This affects all small businesses with revenues of under $5 million a year. And again, you have until the end of this year to file this. If you formed your business this year, that deadline is much quicker, but you have until the end of the year if the business was in operation as of December 31st, 2023. So what do you need to do? What's reported on this? Well, as the name implies, it's a business beneficial ownership information. So you need to list out all the owners of the business. If it's just yourself, it's pretty straightforward. You're going to need to provide your name, your social security number, your address, and a government issued ID. So either a passport or a driver license is what you're reporting there. You'll need the driver license number or the passport number. If you own multiple businesses, you'll need to file the reports for all of your businesses. And the tricky part here is that you don't need to file it again until something changes. So you need to keep in mind that if you've moved, if you've changed owners, so you added owners or somebody retired, if your name changed, or if your passport or driver license that you used for this filing expired and you received a new one, you need to file an updated report reporting the new information to the government. So this is done to basically avoid any money laundering, any type of organized crime, any terrorist financing activities coming in from outside the US. But for whatever reason, this applies to everybody, whether you're dealing with foreign, any type of foreign clients or businesses or suppliers or not. So it affects everybody in the US that owns a small business. And again, the penalties are quite high. So what you need to do is head over to the FinCEN's website and file a BOI report. If you have multiple businesses, to somewhat simplify this, what you can do is get a one ID, and then when you make the changes, you're going to register that ID for all the businesses. When you make the changes, it will apply to all the businesses at once, instead of having to file the change for each business separately. For that, you can get that FinCEN ID. It will walk you right through getting that, and then you can file one and done across all your businesses. Otherwise, if you don't do that, you'll just need to file the updates for each separate one. But remember to do this before December 31st of this year. Otherwise, you will get penalized.